the Bears trade up to number 11 from number 20 to draft Justin Fields out of Ohio State. It was one of the surprises of the NFL draft. The Giants trade down once the Eagles traded up to number 10 to select Devontae Smith. The Giants knew that they wanted to trade down. That was the guy they wanted. And once the Bears saw that the Broncos didn't get Justin Fields, and he fell past number 10, it was time to move up, and they move up, and they get Justin Fields. I think it's a great... I like what the Bears are doing. I like how they weren't scared with like their decision to trade up to go get Trubisky. I like how that didn't deter them from going and trading up again to get their guy. I do believe if they wouldn't have traded up, there is rumors that the Vikings were going to get him. And although the Patriots are saying Mac Jones was their guy, I would not be surprised. I wouldn't have been surprised if the Patriots would have drafted him too. Although he wouldn't have made it past the Vikings. The Bears saw that he was falling down the draft, and they moved up. They trade a first and a fifth this year, and then they trade a first and a fourth next year to move up 9 spots to select them. I think it's the right decision. I've criticized Pace before for his decisions, but this was an aggressive move, and I liked it. The Bears have never had a quarterback in their history to throw over 4,000 yards. That's a crazy stat if you consider the way the NFL has been these last 3, 5, 8, 10 years. Since they've started protecting the quarterback more, it seems like everybody throws over 4,000 yards. That's the new 3,000. It used to be if you threw over 3,000 yards, you had a good season, 3,500, 3,800, like really good season. Over 4,000 yards, you're one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Now it just feels like 4,000 yards is just the minimum requirement for a quality starting quarterback. And the Bears have never had, still to this day, a quarterback throw over 4,000 yards. I think Justin Fields becomes the first quarterback to throw for over 4,000 yards in a Bears uniform, and he might do it this season as a rookie. I think he will beat out Andy Dalton, and he will beat out Foles for that starting job. The Bears did just cut their left tackle today, so for his sake, I hope they protect him. But unlike Foles, unlike Andy Dalton, Justin Fields could move. Justin Fields could be his own protection. His feet could save him from a lot of bad offensive line play. So we'll see. We'll see if the Bears are able to develop him. This is definitely a tougher situation than where Trey Lance is going. The Bears don't have a bad defense, but they don't have the foundation on offense to really help him out. They do have Allen Robinson. They tagged him, I believe. So he has a number one weapon. Montgomery is not a bad running back. He played great at the end of the season. So he does have some weapons to get him started. We'll see how he progresses with them. We'll see how he does. But I think this was a great move for the Bears. I think it was great for them to be aggressive, to not just, go into the season with Andy Dalton. And I know they wanted to trade for Russell Wilson. We'll see if maybe they still go get him. They offer Justin Fields for Russell Wilson, some picks. We'll see. But I think if Justin Fields is their plan, which I think it is, that's a very solid plan. And they did have to give up some picks next year. But I think I really like Justin Fields. People say he can't go through his progressions. He's a one-read quarterback. I think he'll progress. He looks like he's a smart guy. He looks very determined. And I think he has a chip on his shoulder throughout this whole process, throughout high school, throughout college, and leading up to the draft. He was always being compared to Trevor Lawrence. It was 1 and 2. And for him to move down draft boards, for Zach Wilson to surpass him, for Trey Lance to surpass him, although I do think those are quality quarterbacks and they should have quality careers themselves, I think that is really going to leave a chip with Jones. So I think he's going to be great for them. I think he has a chance to be great. And I think the Bears, Justin Fields. I think Justin Fields has a chance to be great. I think the Bears have found their guy. And for Matt Nagy, this is it. I think he's running out of time with the Bears. He's supposed to be a great offensive mind. He's supposed to be developing that offense into, a juggernaut. He has his quarterback now. So now the time is ticking. He got his guy. He traded picks again to go get him. So let's see what the Bears do. Let's see if they're able to actually benefit from having an elite defense and if their offense can put a product on the field. Because if you have watched the Bears these last few years on offense, they are atrocious. They are hard to watch. They got some primetime games where you were just like, whoa, this is tough. Like, they can't even get a first down. They can't even get to the other side of the field. They can't even cross the 50-yard line. Like, they're going backwards on some of these plays. They would end the half on negative yards thrown or something like that. Like, it was just ridiculous. So we'll see. We'll see if Nagby is the coach he thinks he is, or that people claim that he is. But I really like Justin Fields, so I hope he succeeds. So Justin Fields, if you're watching this, I am rooting for you, my guy. I want you to succeed. I want you to do great things with the Bears.